and this is a Damn Good Time Podcast. Hit 'em with it. It's been a little bit of a shit show today.
Dang these computers and technology and the future's here.
I tried to fix a problem when I created like 4 more. We like live stream to Twitch and also on stream here, but we also like to try and do it on Twitch, and we lost our dual streaming capabilities, so I tried to re-download plugins and all this other crap, and then the default settings that we had were gone, so everything looked all crappy and stuff, and had to figure all that out.
Yeah, so hopefully this is all fine. But
yeah,
you know.
And we apologize to anybody that tuned in for that 20 minutes of us trying to figure things out and saw some weird shit going on. We were sitting there going, bah, 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 bah. It's awesome. Yeah, made for a great show. But hopefully it's all coming through good on the live part. If not, it'll all come out on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look for it on Monday.
Yeah. Hopefully polished
Dropping in
and
hot.
edited and looking better. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, man, how you doing today?
Good, man. You know, we coming off that 4th of July week, I'll call it, because, you know, it went all the way till Tuesday. So, you know, Wednesday going back to work, that was hell. Probably for most people out there. Should have took the whole week off. Would have been awesome.
Well, then it would make next week even worse because we wouldn't stop. We wouldn't be smart enough to stop.
No.
You know, I thought because I took Friday and then Monday off, so I had a good 5-day weekend there.
Right.
And then my body didn't like what I did to it.
Too much fun.
Drank a little too much. And then also I ate like a fucking champ, dude. I threw caution to the wind. I did not follow my diet, and I gained 13.6 pounds.
Whoa.
According to my scale.
That doesn't seem right.
It is right. Part of it is water retention, because when you do the low-carb thing, without getting too scientific-y, that glucose level in your blood likes to swell up. Those little molecules like to hold water. So, for instance, it was Tuesday when we got back that I weighed myself, and I was 13.6 pounds up. Already by today, getting off the sugars and off the carbs, I'm already 9 pounds down.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. That's how much water you hold. That's how much bloating and all that you hold in there from eating in all those carbs. So yeah, I already lost 9 pounds.
So you're kind of like a big bear, anyways, with your weight. Like you can put it on so fast. And
yeah, I mean, I fluctuate a lot anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
I can fluctuate a good 5 pounds in any given day, no matter, even if I do follow the diet and shit. But yeah, I know that was 100% carb bloat for sure.
Yeah.
So,
especially when you get off of them and you're off them for a long time. I noticed that too when I was like hard in the keto.
yeah.
And then we'd have like, this cheat weekend because, you know, we want too hard one day. Let's get a pizza. And then the next day, we're like, oh, God, I'm just like.
You just like feel like your hands are all swollen and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel fat.
yeah. I always use the wedding ring now as a gauge. Like, if I can pull it on and off easily, I know I'm not bloated. But as soon as like I go into those carbs, I'm like, oh man, I can't like pull it off real easy. I'm like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm all fat now.
10 pounds up.
Yeah. Look at this big old puffy guy.
That's good for weigh-ins, you know?
Yeah. If I need to fluctuate, which we've been doing those quarterly weight competitions and shit. Which after 4th of July weekend, that was the way out for that quarter. And the lady asked me, like, you ready to weigh out? And I'm like, I didn't make it. She's like, well, you can at least weigh in for next quarter. And so for last quarter, I was a whole full 20 pounds up since for that one. And, you know, obviously, 13 of that was the bloat. But I still, I mean, I've been lifting heavier. So I think some of that is a little muscle mass probably. Because I've been jacking up the weights a little more, doing a little less cardio just because it's summertime. You got to make those muscles pop, you know.
Make them pop.
But at the same rate, need to fucking lean out too. So it's hard. It's a hard game to play.
Yeah.
But
yeah, my strenuous exercise of push mowing the grass, I took that away and fixed my riding lawnmower. So
yeah.
Now it's just throwing babies around.
Just throwing that's a good exercise.
It is.
Picking up babies.
Yeah.
And I mean, they get bigger every day, so you're always gradually up in the weight.
That's 30 pounds of awkward weight, you know, and there's
Yeah.
2 of them, so
Yeah.
you know, just throwing them around.
Right. That's plenty of exercise, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's not very cardio heavy, but you know,
No.
chasing them while running around, I guess a little bit.
You will, you'll start chasing them a lot more too. So
Yeah.
So that'll be.
But I do think that's where a lot of that, you know, that dad strength they talk about comes from. Is,
Yeah.
You know, just toting kids around and their shit around.
Picking them up, putting them
Yeah.
down, and then
Yeah.
picking them up again, and then
Mm-hmm.
grabbing the bag and car seats and heavy stuff.
Yeah, but yeah. So, anyways, the weekend was fun. We got to kind of enjoy the fireworks on Saturday
Yeah.
out at our lake. I could just see him through a tree a little bit.
Yeah.
As we put the babies in bed, and we live kind of on the water, just short little walk, and we had our baby monitor with us, so we could. If there's a problem, we could run back up if we needed to, but obviously,
But yeah, you couldn't really be out on the boat in a good spot, you know.
Yeah, no, not with them sleeping in their cribs.
Right.
We're gonna do the boat thing, but they're just getting too restless. It's like, we'll just take them back.
Right.
You know, but all good. So
Yeah, there'll be plenty more years, and they'll get older and not be cranky and sleepy, and probably even next year. You know, by next year they'll be able to stay up a little more past bedtimes and shit like that too. So.
yeah. Once they get more understanding, and that's that's the key, right?
Yeah.
Once they get to understand, fireworks coming, you gotta stay up for fireworks, and then they get all excited for them.
Right.
That might not quite be next year, but close enough. We'll be getting there.
It'll be getting there.
Yeah. It'll be terrible twos.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to enjoy them though. Had the wife and the kids out on our boat. We tied up with all the other friends and shit. And
Yeah.
it was a good view from out there. It was a pretty good show. But
Yeah, but it was a good weekend. Other than that, lots of boating in. There was some rain pushed in. It's not that fun, but grilling and chilling.
yeah,
Smoked a brisket. A little dry for my liking.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just messed it up. I'm always
Is that just you saying that?
no.
Okay.
No.
Because I know sometimes like whenever I cook things, I'm like, it could have been better, but everybody else is like, oh my god, it's so amazing, you know.
Everybody liked it, but like even my brother's like, man, that's weird that it dried out. I'm like, yeah, and I wrapped it so early.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it just probably got a little too hot or something. I don't know.
Right. That's a tough game to play.
Yeah. If I bought an upgrade from what I normally do, normally I buy a cheap fatty brisket.
Yeah.
Like it's got a huge fat cap on it. This one was trimmed way down. So I didn't have as much fat cap on it.
I feel like everybody trims the fat, and I feel like that fat just kind of, not only does it trickle in, but it helps seal. It protects the rest of the meat, too, from drying out. It gives like a whole barrier to keep that liquid from going out.
Right.
I never fucking trim fat.
I know some people, that I might take like a little bit off.
Yeah.
I can see like a huge chunk there, just so maybe I get some more smoke penetration to the meat or a little bit whatever. But I feel like there's really none on the bottom. So to me, if you're smoking a brisket, I would leave a good 90% of that fat on top of it and just trim it down minutely. It was also certified Angus beef brisket, which means it only has a 1/4 inch fat cap when you get it anyway. So it's already pretty lean on that fat. So
Gotcha.
but it was good.
Yeah.
And then I just everybody kind of munched on it a little bit that night, and then the next day we went on the boat. The day after that, I took some, I chopped it up, I wrapped it in tinfoil with onions and barbecue sauce and blah blah blah, and I just threw that pack on the grill and let it put a little touch of vinegar in there and just like apple cider vinegar and let it kind of rehydrate a little bit,
Remoisten and
and
shit.
it was pretty damn good. Though.
Pretty bomb then.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, we love smoking our meats.
Yeah, smoking meats.
Didn't turn out. I mean, it wasn't terrible by any means, but it wasn't anywhere close to
What you're capable of.
what I'm capable
Yeah.
of. So,
I got you, dude. I feel you.
but yeah, so you had a fun. I mean, besides that, you had a fun weekend
Yeah.
with this guy.
We saw the weather was going to be like not primo boat weather, which I'm sure there was still plenty of good action out there. And so we decided we'd take the kids over to Scranton, PA, to see all the office theme shit they have, because there's actually the writers did a good job of actually referencing a lot of staples of Scranton, like the one episode where they talk about Alfredo's Pizza Kitchen, or Alfredo's Pizza Cafe, and they're like, wait, did you get Pizza by Alfredo or Alfredo's Pizza Cafe? And they're like, Pizza by Alfredo. I'm like, that's not the good one. But they actually have Alfredo's Pizza Cafe. We ate there. I got it. Poor Richard's Pub is where they always went after drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this cool T-shirt, and then that's attached to a bowling alley, so we went bowling and shit.
Did it look the same as in the show?
No.
Okay.
None of the places. Well, they never showed Alfredo's Pizza Cafe on the show, but I would imagine they filmed it somewhere else. Poor Richards was filmed somewhere else.
Wait, was there a pizza by Alfredo then?
No.
Okay,
I
so
think
they
didn't.
that's smart because
Yeah.
you don't want to dog somebody, and
Right.
You know,
they didn't
like,
purposefully dog someone out and shit, just and then ruin their fucking business, because that would have killed that. You know,
right? Yeah.
just because of that show, it would have killed it. But and then we saw the big pen paper tower. It's actually there in Scranton and shit. And then they did their fireworks display on Monday, so we watched, and they did like almost like anybody from the Philly area knows the First Town Days, or anytime, I don't know, most towns have like that homecoming thing where there's some fair food and shit and
Right.
food trucks and stuff. So I ate like a fucking slob all the time. Like poor Richards had bar food, so I'm just sitting there eating these fucking fried wings and onion rings and appetizers and shit. So it was dope. I mean, it was super fucking dope. And
I mean, awesome for Poor Richards because I mean the show pretty much probably slammed him with business. Like,
Yeah.
all the time.
that's when Sarah was out doing a smoke break, and she was talking to one of the employees there, and he's like, yeah, like the kind of touristy part of the Office theme shit didn't really pop off till maybe like halfway or later through. Well, he said it wasn't until Netflix actually picked him up that everybody really started coming around, and they started getting tourists. So, I mean, even I know when we were at Alfredo's, there was another table that was they were asking the server like, what's there to do that's Office theme and shit, and they got a big Dwight mural, like obviously the tower, and then Poor Richard's Pub, and there's like a whole like walking tour you can do where they make it just kind of points out the references, like Steamtown Mall is actually a thing, and there's Boscov's at Steamtown Mall and shit. So we went there and looked around and stuff, but then what, I forget what it's called, the Seafood House, Cooper Seafood House. We wanted to eat there, but 99% of the menu's shellfish, and I'm like, Sarah, we don't want you to get like a weird allergic reaction and then end the fucking day. But they had a gift shop attached to it, so that's where we got Dwight here. I'm gonna try and show him so that you don't see the reflection. Yeah, big old picture of Dwight. And then just a bunch of other shit. The boys got like little canteens and shit like that too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a great time. I really wish I wasn't spending 12 hours, 6 there and 6 back, road tripping that way.
Yeah.
Because we never planned on it, so I wasn't in that zone until we kind of did it, and I was like, I hated that part, but it was nice. And then of course Sunday when we drove over, it was like torrential downpour the whole time, so that was kind of stressful because it's terrible trying to drive across highways in the fucking pouring rain. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it was still cool. I mean, I love the shit out of it.
There's not a whole lot of things that are fun to do in the pouring rain except sit on a covered front porch.
That's it. Yeah. Somewhere where you can sit, not get wet, and watch it.
Mhm.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, unless there's probably a couple people out there like, I just love just getting naked, walking in the rain.
I do remember a couple times when me and Sarah were younger and we lived down in Louisville, Kentucky, that there was like a huge downpour, and we went and like danced around in the rain and splashed with puddles and shit. Got wet for like 5 minutes, and then we're like, okay, let's go back in.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's got to be a really hot day, and then it comes in, and you're like, all right, this is not bad.
yeah.
And then it like rains for 5 minutes and clears up, and then the humidity hits, and you're like, oh, this sucks.
Did you guys get terrible rain out there on Sunday?
Out on the lake?
Yeah.
No.
Because I don't know if you noticed driving up my hill, you see all that fucking dirt out there?
Yeah.
That's all from rain washing it down the hill.
Oh, maybe that was the day they were scared about tornadoes and stuff.
Yeah, there was a fucking river pouring down and shit.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it did rain. Yeah, it did rain for a hot second.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like crazy.
But I know, like, once and here and out there is usually two completely different fucking things.
Yeah.
Like, it's so close, but there's some kind of atmospheric dip around the lake or something.
My dumb saying, it never rains on Atwood Lake.
Yeah, and it barely ever does. Like, it
Yeah.
was supposed to rain all day fucking Saturday out there for the fireworks and shit, and maybe we got a couple sprinkles here and there, and
Yeah.
that's it, dude.
No, I've always said that just because it's like, if you plan on it's going to rain and you plan on, that event happening,
Yeah.
then it's probably just not going to happen.
Yeah, there's so many times it's like, oh, man, it's supposed to rain all day. Let's just stay home, and then you're sitting here looking at the weather, it's sunshine. You're like, motherfucker,
Yep.
I should have went out.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Now, if it's like 100% all day, you're like, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But,
yeah.
but if you're looking at those days where it's like 40, like that 50% chance
Yeah.
stuff, it's like, you know what?
I'd even chance it in a 60 and it says scattered. Ah, man, it's going to scatter around that lake, man.
Rock and roll.
It's going to scatter around that lake all day.
You're already jumping in to get a lake, you got a cover on your boat.
Yeah.
It's just, you can ride it out.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already wet.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're in the water. You're just going to get wetter. Oh, no.
Yeah, been thunderstorms out there. I've gone just like underneath the boat. I just downpoured. And it's
Oh,
like I'm
yeah,
sitting in
dude.
the water and it's just like pouring rain, but it's still cool because it's not like hitting me in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not getting fucking, splashed.
Not getting blasted in the face.
Yeah. But yeah, no, dude, it was an awesome fucking weekend, though. It was a good weekend to pay tribute to the United States of America.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fireworks, all kinds of cool shit. Eat too much, drink too much. The American fucking way.
The American way. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, anything else cool going on with you? Not really.
Nah, man, just living the life,
I'm trying
Still
to see if
the-
I took any fucking notes.
the normal routine stuff. People, I don't know when it gets this hot and it gets this weird. And I know I talk about driving a lot. I'm sorry, people, because I just drive so much. But people are getting fucking crazy lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how many red lights I've seen, like, just weird blatantly get ran.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good red light for
With all that sun in their eyes.
15 seconds. And they're going right through it. They're like, I don't care.
Right.
Stop signs just getting ran. Like, I'm like on high alert right now. People were just nuts.
Out of control.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the air now. Everybody's must be like, well, since the weather's been nice, they have no more fear anymore from the snow. I don't know what's going on. Maybe that's why it's always crazy in Florida, because they have no fear of like driving.
Yeah, yeah. They're not afraid of it being slick
Yeah.
anywhere.
Sun's baking everybody's brains or what, but it's just nuts out there.
Well, it's been a hot one this week, too.
Yeah.
I think news stories are showing that it's been the hottest day ever recorded. Temperature averages around the world, like 2 days in a row or some shit, which,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's had to have been hotter ones way, 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 way back in the day before we even knew how to record them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know?
I'm sure.
I mean, I know with all this, talk of climate change and global warming, I don't want to get too much into that. And where we stand politically with all that bullshit, because I know there can be hot topics and stuff. But no matter what my core belief of that is, I do believe that there's been periods of times. I mean, obviously the fucking ice age, it was colder then. That wasn't.
Well, if you believe that the Earth is rotating on a axis,
Yes.
it's not spinning perfectly, so you're going to occasionally get like probably some hotter or some cooler years.
Yeah. And that's not to say that we're not doing maybe a little bit of irreparable damage here and there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there could be some shit going down.
Maybe a little bit of damage here and there, but
But I also, yeah, okay, we're getting into it.
yeah,
I also know the atmosphere is made up of shitload of carbon,
yeah.
CO2, and that's what we put up
That's-
there. I don't know.
I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you where I fucking stand. I believe both sides, just not to the extreme that they believe it in.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit on both sides, obviously.
There's truth sprinkled into both.
Yeah, I think obviously the worst one that's happening is deforestation.
Yeah, we shouldn't be
Because-
doing that.
No, we need those trees to filter out the bullshit in the air.
Yeah,
That might just affect our air. But like I said, I know the atmosphere is mainly made up there's a huge part of it CO2 and other gases.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't know what a nuclear power plant puts off. I don't know what a coal plant puts off. I don't know the statistics of what are emissions and how bad that is. But
nuclear is the cleanest form of energy.
That's just like steam, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very low, very, very, very low emissions per kilowatt hour or whatever.
Yeah.
If you do an actual ratio, it's probably the most cleanest we got. But people are afraid of it.
Boiling water, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's pretty much steam power in a way.
But people are afraid of it because if you do it wrong, you get meltdowns and shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's atomized rod or whatever the hell it is. It's
the fucking uranium.
Yeah, that just add the right element to it. It just heats up like a sumbitch.
Boom, radiation everywhere. Yeah, if you fuck it up,
you're just pumping water at it to cool it down and keep it from exploding. But if you mess up, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, it's gonna fuck some shit up for a long time too. For a long time. But
so I was thinking this on the way here. I don't know if you ever thought about this, and we might have. I don't know. We probably talked about this before.
We'll talk about it again.
It's crazy to think of, how technology and how fast it's changed in the last, I'll go my entire life, right?
Yeah.
30, since I can remember anything. So in the last 35 years.
Right.
So I can remember stuff when I was 2 years old. People say you can't. I remember some stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, but how technology changed, I mean, you can use the gaming system, for an example.
Yep.
Playing Atari.
Even the fucking phone, man. Look at the one I got. My grandma had the rotary one.
Phone booths everywhere.
And
that stuff just... How? Because you went for hundreds of years...
Right.
With not that much changing, really. Maybe electricity changed a little bit. You had power grids, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, hey, guess what? Boom!
Yeah. And you mean to fucking tell me we haven't figured out the clean, free energy yet? They're money-making motherfuckers that are doing all the regulations that are hiding that shit from us. To be honest with you, they're probably hiding it from us a little bit. They can fix this right now.
I know, but they'll get to that day where it's like, all right, now we need to turn it on.
Oh, people are dying.
They turn it on. Oh, guys, by the way, you know how you all have wonderful fiber optic internet? Yeah, that's also free electricity. Just plug into that, which
yeah. Oh, yeah.
We already figured out light works.
Everything's wireless.
Oh, look, we just made this new discovery.
Yeah. We switched it on. You don't even have to change anything.
You won't have to pay your electric bill anymore, but for us to maintain this, we got to raise your taxes by 5%. So sorry.
Yeah. And even then, they probably don't even need that much money to maintain it. They're just trying to fucking keep for them greedy little bastard hands.
Yeah.
Well, greedy little fingers.
We'll never know, but I mean, the advancement of technology that fast. I mean, you got to think how fast that is.
That's insane.
And what was the big breakthrough that turned all that? I mean, obviously, out in California, Silicon Valley, they talk about the microchips and the process, blah blah blah. Which I don't know. I understand to a simplest amount that computers and everything we're doing right now is running on ones and zeros.
Yeah.
It's math somehow that right now we're talking to people live.
Yeah.
We're recording this and we're able to put it out and then you can watch it later. The fact that we can talk to each other through these microphones.
Right. Yeah.
And walkie-talkies.
Yeah. How does that even work?
What?
It's we traded people to the Greys for their technology when we met aliens.
Right.
It's exactly what happened.
How
No, let me before I start speaking ironically in definites and get a fucking episode pulled again. That was a joke. That was a fucking joke.
Doesn't matter. You said it already.
Still said it.
They will segment that section out. And this episode's gone, baby.
They'll pull that one little spot and be like, "Hey, he's telling our top secrets."
None of this shit makes any sense. We got an episode pulled because of what we said about health stuff, which was a joke. Yeah, and we said it was a joke.
Contact us if you want to know. It's still on.
I think
on Spotify.
other people have
said way worse.
Said way worse than
And
that.
said it as fact. They built a whole
Yeah.
goddamn podcast platform based on that.
They're scared of us.
That's what it is. Look, these guys are funny.
They're funny, but they know.
They got that riz, baby. They got that charisma.
They know what's up. They know how. They know how this is gonna blow up one day.
Can't let them get too many followers. We got to pull this shit before that happens.
But yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't know why that popped in my head today, but like I was driving, I'm like, man, this is like crazy.
Fucking bizarre, man.
Because I was thinking again because my Bluetooth messed up and how mad I get pissed
yeah.
when my Bluetooth messed up. It's like, I hate you,
Entirely too
Bluetooth.
mad.
Just fucking connect.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I don't understand. I didn't want to.
What the fuck?
Okay, let me scream at you now because
Yeah.
then you'll understand it better.
And you almost want to hit it.
I could have just picked up my phone and pressed the button, but
Yeah.
now I'm trying to be careful and hands free because I got maniacs out here.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it just seems too fast.
Yeah.
Incredibly fast.
Yeah.
From where things were from.
I feel like Nikolai Tesla helped out with a lot of
Yeah.
that shit too.
Yeah, I've heard some of that.
A lot of his innovations kind of paved the way for a lot of the cooler shit.
I mean, even go back to like the 80s, right? The 80s were pretty popping pretty fast too.
Yeah.
Technology. I mean, look at TVs.
Right.
You know,
And just even like in how you broadcast information.
80s. That's when I was born.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I'm saying. Yes,
80s
of course.
and 90s, late 80s and 90s is what we remember. So.
I'm trying to go back like to where I feel like it was starting to evolve, and I don't know if that was like 70s, 60s, 50s. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't around then.
Radio was always like the biggest first thing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like when radio came out, that was probably mind blowing. The ability to share information and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, instantly. Probably
Yeah.
was a huge thing.
Yeah, like the whole. That's kind of what I was going to get into with the '80s thing. Is the whole broadcasting thing, and it'd be like exploding because it used to only be 3 channels and whatever radio stations you could get that were coming local out of your local town and stuff,
Right.
and then just the ability to send information that far away, open the doors for 100 and some channels, and then you get satellite with 200 some channels, and now that's even evolved into now you have millions of channels on the fucking internet with all the other channels that you get through cable and satellite and all that other bullshit. Like, it's just nuts how much the information age has just exploded.
Just bouncing everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it works.
Yeah, because my grandparents had, the basic cable, which was like 26 channels by the time I was a kid and remember, but they always listened to WJER. Like, that was, my grandpa would sit out in the kitchen and just have the radio playing all day, listen to the fucking news radio, WJER.
Yeah, we went from
You fucking nerd.
it went from the xylophones or like the bells and stuff to
Yeah.
the record player,
Yeah.
the automated record player. Holy shit.
Wow. This is amazing. Could you just imagine people fucking getting down like they got a record going and like, this fucking shit's dope, dude. You hear this sound quality? This is insane.
This, sir, is amazing. Yes. I have 3 record playing at the same time right now. We all start them immediately.
Is that a whole orchestra in the room?
Yeah.
Or- no, that's just a record. What?
This is my this is my surround sound. He has like one string tied to like 6 needles and just drops it.
And you hear, that fucking
screwed up.
record.
Pick it up. Oh,
What a time it had been alive.
and then I can't imagine when A-Tracks came out.
Yeah.
That was probably like, oh man.
Yeah, because them fancy motherfuckers had record players in their cars, but now all of a sudden, like, even the poor folk, like, we got an 8-track player, dude.
We saw everybody go for everything that was like in our technology wise, anyways. Phones and you can take movies and stuff too. They would start out big
Yeah.
and then just shrink down to like now it's usable.
Yeah.
Laser disc players. I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah.
It was like a disc, like freaking big, like a huge CD-ROM, basically.
Yeah.
And you pop that bad boy in and watch your movie on that.
Those evolved down to the DVD and
Yeah.
CDs and shit. Yeah. We never had a laser disc, but I know I've seen them.
Yeah, my dad had one when we were kids growing up. He said,
Yeah.
"I got this new laser disc. We can go rent one at the movie store." I think that lasted for like maybe a year, and they're like,
Right.
"No, we can now put all this information on this disc." And now it's like, you don't need a disc. What's a disc?
And there's so much technology that comes out so quick too that I'm almost hesitant sometimes to jump into it because
Oh, I feel that.
I remember like for instance Tyler Dutton back whenever Sony dropped the mini disc. Remember those? It was almost like a disc.
I had a
and
mini
cassette.
disc. Yeah, I had a mini disc. Yeah.
And I remember he said like he like took all of his CDs. I think he could upload them to your computer or whatever.
Yeah.
I never did the mini disc, but he said he converted all of his music from CDs to mini disc because that was going to be the next big thing. And then within like a year, it was dead.
Yeah, he converted me to that. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then Apple comes out with the
The iPod.
iPod, and they're like, "We have this iPod with MP3s. You don't need anything now. You just download all
Yeah.
You can download 256 songs on here."
That's whenever the iPod came out, Microsoft's response was the Zune. I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah, I remember that.
They were cheaper, so that's the one that I went towards. I gravitated towards the Zune, and of course that one died in like 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
Sarah still makes fun of me for that one. I'm like, this one's got to be way better than the iPod.
No, Apple destroyed that one.
Yeah,
they
they did.
absolutely destroyed that one.
They did.
Yeah, and now it's just like anything you want. Like my video games, I download all of them. I don't buy
Yeah.
any from the store. Like,
My Xbox, my main Xbox that I play on doesn't even have a disc reader on it.
yeah,
So like,
yeah, mine doesn't either.
yeah.
I have a 2 terabyte hard drive that.
Shit, I don't even have a DVD player
No.
connected to any of my living room or my downstairs TV. Technically, the only DVD players that we have are the boys' Xbox because they got our old school ones whenever we upgraded to the digital ones. So it's the only place. Oh, and our minivan can play DVDs.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'll take that back. We have an old DVD player at the house, just in case.
Yeah.
And I think I have an Xbox too. I have a 360 with.
Yeah.
Disc
But it's
player,
like
so.
just sitting in the closet somewhere. We probably still got to
Right.
break it
No,
out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
And if it's like, well, like I have a bunch of old DVDs. My mom just gave me a whole thing of like
Yeah.
old DVD kids movies too and stuff. I'm like, well, got them.
Yeah.
Could sell them for 50 cents a piece. Somebody might
Right.
buy them, but it's like, hey, you never know. An EMP attack happens, then
Right.
those DVDs are still good.
Aren't we just still fucked though? If EMP didn't knock out power grids and shit.
I mean,
Power.
you can still make power still, but yeah,
Yeah. I don't know how EMP works either.
it just wipes out. It's like a magnetic pulse, so it wipes out like computer chips and shit.
Yeah.
So, and to wipe out the entire United States, it would be a nuclear bomb blowing above us, and then
Yeah.
we're all dead from fallout anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I thought that was the thing too, is it would knock out all the systems that run the power grid, so it'd be forever till it comes back on anyway.
Yeah, so the power grid and internet would go out, but you're
Yeah.
like normal things, their generators would still work.
I guess probably a pull start Jenny would work, yeah.
Yeah, batteries would still work. The cars themselves would probably get wiped out.
Yeah, because of all the chips.
I don't think they fry a battery or anything
Right.
that I'm aware of. but
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's just microchips and like things like that, technology that we rely on. I don't know.
So that DVD player might be fried though too. It's got chips in it.
Yeah, but
But whenever things get back on their feet, guess what, guys? I got the DVDs. Let's just make the players again.
yeah.
And then somebody's like, "How do we do that?" I don't fucking know. All the important smart people are dead.
I feel like you find one that's like somehow encased in the perfect, encasing,
Yeah.
whatever it is, and it didn't fry it because it was so old. That's like, no, it's fine.
Oh, is there? Don't they sell like foil tarps or some shit? So like you can protect yourself from that.
Yeah, I saw. I don't know why it came on my TikTok the other day. It was like a preppers thing where the guys were worried about an EMP.
Yeah.
So they had like a 55-gallon steel drum barrel or whatever, and they put all their electronics in real quick, and they hooked a battery up to it to energize the thing, and it would like make some shield barrier that would protect it from an EMP.
Okay. So there's
So they would still have walkie-talkies.
so we could like make ourselves a little vault.
Yeah.
A protection vault.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, there's electricity running all through the house when that stops. I mean, like, I don't know if anybody's ever theorized
Right.
and how big it would
Well,
be, and
I
maybe
mean-
it wouldn't just hit everywhere. You might find like a cabin out in the middle of the woods.
You line the walls with lead because if that can stop Superman from seeing through shit, can't that would stop an EMP, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Just make a lead room.
I don't know. That's a good idea. Either.
Make a whole ass lead room, dude.
Heard lead poisoning's a thing too.
You just don't lick it. You're just gonna put your
It's just a liner.
it's just a lined room with a big old door made of lead, and then you just put your things in there.
I mean, I feel like that's the least thing I'm worried about
Yeah.
after something like that happens, anyways.
Hopefully, I'm just in the center and it fucking kills me instantly, and I don't have to worry about that whole survival thing. Like, and why don't we just die? You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, this fucking sucks, and then you just go jump off a cliff or something.
There is something about like everybody wants to know how long they could survive in a way.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like
it's
you want a simulation of it, but you don't really want to do it because it's gonna
Right.
suck. Like obviously the TV shows out there, like people like to watch those.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically in our DNA because you know we're not all just going out off on ourselves. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's every animal. It's like
we all want to survive.
I want to survive.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why there's thrill seekers that like the adrenaline rush, but most of them still do things in a controlled environment. And if somebody's like, "Hey, man, you know, if you do this stunt, you're 100% gonna die," and they're like, "Fuck it, let's do it." You know? They never,
let it rip.
yeah, but they're like, "There's a chance you could, like, but there's a chance I'll make it. I'll take that chance." You know?
sure about that?
you sure about that?
Yeah, and I think everybody like you talk like the zombie apocalypse, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no, I want a zombie apocalypse. That'd be cool. Like I just be able to
sounds like
shoot
fucking
zombies
suck,
all the
dude.
time." Yeah, I mean,
That sounds
You-
hard.
I'd be terrified all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, some people, oh no, I wouldn't be terrified. There's so many guns, and I'd board at my house. It's like, yeah, but when you got to go out, and then you got to protect your family, and then
Yeah.
you know, it's
I got food, I got guns, and then okay, well nobody else does, and you're just gonna be alone.
yeah. Or you're gonna sit in a bomb shelter by yourself, and
Yeah.
like, I'll ride it up. I'll ride out. Eventually, I'll walk in. Everything's gonna be mine.
Yeah. What am I
All
gonna
right,
do?
cool.
Yeah, because I feel like even spoiler alert, Last of Us. If anybody hasn't seen it, there's one guy. It's the guy that plays. He plays Ron Swanson in Parks
Yeah.
and Rec. Nick Offerman is the actor's name.
Yeah.
And dude's fucking set. He's set up. They happen upon him at one point in time, and they show a lot of his backstory. But dude's fucking set up. He's got his own food growing. He goes like to the local gas station and like starts taking gas and shit. But he's been untouched and protected for a long fucking time. But even that, like yeah, man, he's living the life. You know, he's got livestock, these animals he's killing, fresh food that he's eating, fresh water. But he's just fucking alone.
Yeah.
I mean, he meets a partner, but still, like, for the longest time, it's like, how fucking boring would that be, dude? Especially without the internet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because he's not just sitting there. I mean, how many times can you read the same fucking book?
Right. I mean, he had like a whole neighborhood barricade, so obviously you'd have some sort of entertainment. Of like you got
Yeah.
all these books and blah blah blah, and he had. He like went and turned the natural gas back on his house, which I'm pretty sure that would stop working too during a zombie apocalypse. But
Yeah.
either way, we'll let the show go with it.
Some of those wells will just produce by themselves, but they will tap out eventually.
Yeah, but without electricity,
Yeah.
which I'm sure he did, unless he.
So for instance, the old house that I had out there on Johnstown Road,
Yeah,
that well needed no electricity to run. Nothing. It was just naturally producing. It had enough pressure to come up, but I had no clue how to maintain it because there were separators attached to it and shit. And eventually, those separators, some things needed drained and shit. So that part would be sketchy to me. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing,
right.
but at least I did know. Like fuck, man, that thing will produce till it's tapped out. Like the only thing I needed was electricity, my own form of electricity, and I would have been off the grid.
Yeah.
I had my own water, but the water needed produced by electricity.
Yeah.
But the well was just kind of just flowed, you know.
Yeah, just get some solar panels. Be good to go.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that
Battery
was
banks and everything else. But yeah,
right. Yeah. Well, I could have been self-sustaining out there, but I chose the city life instead.
yeah, but it'd be boring.
Because I have fucking internet here.
And then you got
I was almost self-sustaining in a goddamn normal setting. I wasn't even in an apocalypse, and I still got fucking bored, dude.
you're like, my internet sucks out here.
Yeah. There's nothing close enough to me. I don't have internet.
I want to move because I don't have
I gotta
internet.
drive anywhere to do anything.
I mean, you had internet. It was just garbage.
It was slow, very, very slow. But
I always wondered that too on like Apocalypse because like obviously like if you went and fired up the Verizon place closest, the satellites are still orbiting around. Like, could you get it back, and what would load? Because all the servers are down, right? So it's like
yeah,
oh
yeah. Because technically, you'd be like, yeah, I'm talking to that computer, but that one's not talking to any others.
Yeah.
So maybe the only thing you have is like their fucking random memory that's stored in a cache on, because I'm sure they've got small servers, you know.
Yeah.
And so just basically just file paths to other fucking servers where the real meat and potatoes are stored. So it's like, well, I can look at these cool file paths and see some lines of code and stuff, but that's about it.
And check all my online games, see if anybody's online. Like,
Yeah.
dude, there's one guy online.
What the fuck?
I'm held up on this
Yeah.
island with the server.
Yeah. That's cool, man. What do you want to play? Oh, I don't have those games. Fuck.
I can't download them. Oh, all right. Well, that was a crazy path. Getting an apocalyptic.
Yeah. Went from
Whatever,
technology to apocalypse to.
I feel like that's where technology always leads you, right?
Yeah.
To some kind of doomsday.
What would we do without it?
Yeah. We get too advanced, and then the aliens come.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I haven't even seen any cool new news stories or
Independence Day.
I mean, yeah, it was the whole weekend was wrapped up in Independence Day and
Right.
sightseeing in Scranton, and there's only so much I can talk about that.
No, I mean, not a lot crazy. I mean, we had a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was a short week, so that always makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll just say, hey, did you have a damn good time?
You know what? I did have a damn good time. Did you have a damn good
I
time?
had a damn good time.
That's fucking awesome, man.
This might not be our longest episode, but that's all right.
Nah, sometimes sometimes I feel like it might be a little bit better. Keep it short and sweet too.
Yeah,
we
we
hope-
don't want to ramble on or force it.
Yeah. But we hope you guys had yourselves a damn good time. Be sure to click like and subscribe. Do all the fun things like that on the internet. Share us with your friends. Tune in weekly and do all that fun stuff. Smash the buttons, man. Just smash all them buttons
Choo-choo.
before you can't use them anymore.
Yeah, we just went from Independence Day to the apocalypse.
Yeah, celebrate that technology and push those fucking buttons.
Push them.
No, we're probably gonna get flooded with a bunch of dislikes. I'm like, okay,
Yeah. Well, hey, there's
Please-
still
please don't do
it's
that.
still a button.
please don't do that.
Take it. You know what? Bring it.
But yeah, buddy, I love you. To the listeners at home, we love you too. We'll see you next week.
Have a damn good time.